welcome to another 31 Days of Horror 2019 video! We're going back to the library. Well, we didn't go back to the library, it all came in the same shipment, trip, whatever you want to call it.
They didn't deliver.
Well, you delivered it to here, so it's like a shipment. So we are going to go with What We Do in the Shadows. I know I haven't seen it. What am I thinking? Like, everybody else has seen it, right? Yeah. As far as I know, it's a vampire comedy. I don't know anything else. But everybody seems to love it, so I'm predicting good things.
I don't like vampires.
But she laughed twice at plasma jokes.
No! I laughed twice reading it at different things.
Oh.
So I was like,
I don't know. You laughed and then you told me about the plasma joke and laughed at it again. That's like laughing twice at the same thing.
Then I laughed 3 times. Really.
They don't even know the plasma joke.
How would they not get that?
I didn't tell the joke. I just said the
plasma
joke. The camera wasn't rolling when you said it. Oh, we're in for a doozy here, folks.
They should just get it. Plasma. And vampires. There you go.
That's... Why?
Now you gotta say it.
No, you're saying it. They have no context here.
It says, naturally this film would be best enjoyed on a plasma TV. Oh, it's too funny.
The movie better live up to these expectations, because clearly 3 times at the same joke she's laughed.
I laugh at stupid jokes. So. I get it's stupid, but it's funny. Come on. Plasma blood.
Clearly funny. Yes. Oh boy. So yeah, we'll watch this movie. It's again rated 14A, so it must be rated R. Because that's the way it works, apparently. But yeah, rated 14A, so... What kind of jokes can these be? You gotta be kind of clean.
Well, that wasn't dirty, but it was hilarious.
Yeah, we'll see. I hope it's funny.
Yeah. Oh! I didn't even read that!
Oh, jeez. Alright, we're gonna check it out and we'll be right back to tell you what we think of it. And we are back from What We Do in the Shadows. James is enjoying his plasma. And yeah, What We Do in the Shadows. 1.5 hours long. It's from 2014. Rated 14A. Now that I've watched it, of course my memory has jogged. Now it's things that I knew about the film. It's like, oh yeah, I forgot that that's what this movie was. It's essentially a movie about a documentary crew following around a bunch of vampires and doing a documentary on them.
I didn't realize that.
And it's a comedy. That I knew going in, but totally forgot about the documentary thing. The film is written, directed, and starred by Jermaine Clement and Taika Waititi. Means nothing there, but Jermaine Clement played Vladislav, essentially the Dracula of the group. He... What did he say? He was known as...
God,
I don't know. There's a joke about, you know, how Vladislav's the Impaler.
Yeah, but he didn't say
or
that.
Dracula's the Impaler, right? He said something else, right? Playing on that, which was kind of cute. Now, he has been in a bunch of stuff. He does a lot of voice acting. Before this, he was in like Feudal Attraction and a bunch of comedy stuff. He also did Diagnosis Death, which I think I own and was slated for a 31 Days of Horror eventually. And then he was also in Dinner for Schmucks. You've seen that comedy?
I did see that. Huh.
He plays the Kieran character, and then he's done a whole bunch of voice acting, like I said. Despicable Me, he's Jerry the Minion. Rio, Napoleon Dynamite, the TV series. In Men in Black 3, he was Boris the Animal. You might recognize him from that. And then he came around, did this movie. Went on, again, Rio 2, he was in Muppets Most Wanted. And the BFG, if you saw that animated thing, Moana, you know, like he does a lot of voice acting. So you may recognize his voice more than you recognize his face. But what you will look forward to is the fact that he is going to be in all of the upcoming Avatar sequels. All of them. As Dr. Ian Garvin, apparently. So that'll be interesting. His partner in crime plays Viago. Such, I guess that would be the main vampire character that was following around. He's the one who talks to the thing most often. Now, similar type thing. They both did some comedy stuff before this. I think they were both in Tongan Ninja. Feudal Attraction was another one. But what you may not realize, or you probably do, because you probably know that name now. He played Tom Kalmaku in Green Lantern, that Green Lantern movie, before coming to What We Do in the Shadows. Then, from that, he's kind of gone on to, he's done writing, Hunt for the Wilder People. But he's also, essentially he came around and he ended up the director of the new, or Thor Ragnarok. He's jumped into the Marvel movies, both as writers and actor and voice actor. And, well, I guess when you're in charge of things and you need something, if you happen to be around, you can do it, you do it. But just recently he put out Jojo Rabbit, which I believe is in theaters right now. And apparently it's really, really good. So yeah, he's kind of made a little bit of a name for himself, oddly enough. And I think a lot of it started with this film. This film got so much buzz that he, I guess, was able to use it and propel himself forward. One of the other vampires in the house, named Deacon, is played by Johnny Bra. I don't know. Bruh. Who I didn't know too much of anything he had done. He was one of those guys. Again, they seem to have a lot of crossover in what they're doing. You know, the television shows they're involved in. Obviously, comedy is their thing, so there's a lot of comedy crossover. But last year, we watched a film he was in called Mega Time Squad, where he played the Shelton character.
I think I actually liked that movie.
You did I think you did.
I think I did. Oh, I did! Now I remember. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Right? Which was a time travel movie and a sci-fi movie, and she was, like, not her things.
No, I liked it.
But she liked it. Yeah. And then the other vampire is, I guess you would call him your Nosferatu vampire. Peter is played by Ben Francham. And he, again, it's like they're all in the same things, right? But he's done recently some Ash vs. Evil Dead, the television show. He also did some the Shannara Chronicles, He was the Red Wraith, Black Wraith type thing. He's a bunch of other stuff, similar to the other guys. So that makes up the vampires, the main vampires. There's also what would you call them? A brand new vampire that one of them turned, called Nick, played by Corey Gonzalez McCure.
Almost like an accident.
Yeah,
right?
it was the Deacon vampire, wasn't it? Deacon vampire had the familiar, and then he had So Deacon has a familiar, Jackie, played by Jackie Van Beek.
Well, that's convenient.
Yeah, it's easy to remember her name that way, right? Again, most of the stuff she's all those comedies and such. But he then turned the Nick guy into a vampire. So, her big thing was she was being a familiar, so she'd get turned. Well, I think he accidentally turned Nick. He wasn't meaning to turn Nick, but I guess he was going to eat him and then forgot or something. So Nick ends up being a vampire. And Nick has his own familiar named Stu, played by Stu Rutherford. They weren't getting really creative with these names here.
Or were they bad actors?
Keeping it
they
simple.
Can't remember their name.
But yeah, so that's essentially, there's other characters obviously and other people in the film. There's a lot of people they meet up. There's a camera crew that you don't really see. There's werewolves, zombies, and all sorts of things that go bump in the night. But yeah, before I go any further, did Leslie like it?
I liked it a lot. I was really surprised because I'm not into this vampire thing, werewolves, all that crap. I'm not into that at all. No. And pretty much right from when it began, I was just like, okay, I like this. This is more on my level. Not taking anything serious. Just playing fun at things. Yeah. And it was funny and I laughed and it's like, I really liked it, which surprised me. I think this is my favorite.
This is your favorite, eh? Yeah, it wasn't as funny as I thought it was going to be, but I
wasn't going into it thinking it was going to be that
well,
funny,
considering the amount of buzz this film was getting. Well, this was before you were in those groups on Facebook.
Yeah, because it was when we met.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was expecting it to be like super duper awesome, like the best comedy ever, almost the way some people talked about it.
But you're also not a comedy person, so
no. So I had to take. That's the thing. When somebody says it's super duper awesome funny, I expect to be entertained and find it funny as well, which I did. So there were several moments where I was like laugh out loud funny. So kudos. They managed to work with me, and I found it to be quite funny several times, and then there were a few others that were just some good chuckles. I
would laugh.
Yeah, I did kind of hope that there would have been. Some of the jokes fell flat. I mean, even Leslie and Sarah neither of them laughed. It just sort of fell flat. But I think for most of the good jokes, they all worked. And yeah, some of the, honestly, I think I have to watch it again because I think there's a lot of stuff I missed. I think there's a lot of play on vampire tales and vampire movies and vampire mythology and the names of things and all that kind of stuff.
Probably
that are all hidden throughout it, throughout the film. So, I'd love to just go back and just try and focus on that kind of stuff to check it out.
I would watch it again.
You would watch it again. I did really Really enjoyed the music. I
It's
love
crazy weird.
I
think.
love the fact that they went with like a klezmer type soundtrack, and not just like one or two songs or a theme song. No, it's like it's all over this movie. Like it's really the only type of music they're doing. So you're getting well. I guess they're going with that sort of Eastern European vibe with the trying to pull that out a little bit. Giving it a little bit of a weird feel because klezmer music it's odd in general, but it's also kind of funny. It's kind of got that like a polka or a
Indian polka.
Indian Indian. You said it was Indian music, right?
It sounded similar to that, yeah. Like he liked it so much so that when it was over, I immediately started to see if I could buy it like for Christmas, and I couldn't find it, and I was like, oh, he would love that.
Yeah, soundtrack to it.
So if there is one and you know about it, but if they comment, you would know. Comment anyway, and you ignore it.
Just comment and say, Leslie, message me or something. Yeah, see. This is the thing. There's a bunch of stuff I would love to talk about, but then I'd be giving away the joke, and you can't give away a joke before you watch it. Otherwise, it doesn't have that same impact. Though I'm sure most people watching this have already seen the movie. Should there be anybody who's like, oh, what is this? What we do in the shadows? And you happen to watch our little review here. You know what? It's funny. I don't even think you really need to know stuff about vampires for this one to be funny. I mean, some of the jokes, it does help because, like...
Because then you get it, but...
Yeah, you get it. Like, Sarah didn't get one of the jokes and we had to explain it kind of thing. I still don't think she got it. And then there were a few she couldn't get because of her age.
That was fine. I was glad she didn't get that.
But
I'm surprised she actually stuck it through. When it was over, she was sad. And she was like,
yeah,
oh,
but she didn't watch it. She was playing video games at the
she
same
watched
time.
it
She was
enough
here.
that she liked it. You were sleeping. You can't say anything.
Yeah, you didn't even see the movie.
Oh.
You missed out. You were all like, yeah, this is a great movie. Now you're like, but I didn't see it. Why didn't you wake me up? Yeah. Oh, well, maybe next time. Yeah, so rating. What are you going to give a rating for this sucker?
3.5.
Really? This is your best one, and you're only at 3.5. What we doing
My
in the
other best
shadows?
one I think was like 3.
Yeah, I don't know. You know,
I thought you would like not agree with me at 3.5. I thought you'd be like, oh really, 3.5?
I'm trying to think. I'm kind of going towards 3 with this one.
That's what I thought you'd say.
Simply because I like I said, some of the comedy wasn't really feeling a lot of it. But I really did like the whole idea of doing the comedy, but doing the whole documentary crew thing. That was a very, very clever thing. Unlike the last movie, which wasn't clever, this was a clever movie. See, do something new. Vampires, not new. Comedy's not new.
And I don't like vampires, so to
Documentary
see them, like,
crew
behind the
documenting
scenes,
vampires
right? Like, that was
for a
fun.
comedy.
That was
that
good.
is that is new. That is different. Yes, from the creators of Flight of the Conchords. Yeah, so those guys are Flight of the Conchords guys, right? So that's why they were in a lot of the same stuff. Yeah, I recommend it. Definitely worth checking out for anybody. Anybody and everybody should check this one out. You can be hardcore, you can be lightcore, you can be no core, and I still think you'd get something from this movie. Yeah. Yeah. James wants to watch it. Well, now that we've said such good things, he's just like, dang it, put it back on.
You're gonna have to return it to the library.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. He's like, all right, well, I'll watch it now. Anyways, that is what we do in the shadows for our 31 Days of Horror. We still got a lot more to go. I don't know, got like another 10 or so movies to go at least. So keep watching, comment. We love to hear from you. But yeah, till next video, take care. Have a good one. You really want it, don't you?
It's from the library. You don't know what germs are on that. People could take it into their bathroom or something. No, no, no. 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 Oh my Lord. No. I don't even like you touching this. So many people touched it. It says some interviews with some vampires. You know that movie? Interview with a Vampire? I never saw that, but...
Yeah, based off of the book by Anne Rice, yeah.
Well, that's funny.
Oh, she's in a mood. She's going to love this one.
I thought you were done.
I was done.